I am excited to get started. So what is best for you, photo managers in training or professional photo managers? Welcome to our webinar today, where we're going to explore those two different levels. So our new level is called Photo Manager in Training, and it's the result of feedback that we've gotten over the years. And these are the questions that we've heard over and over. Maybe you've asked some of these, or maybe this is all new to you, but people will say, how can I start a business organizing someone else's photos when my own photos aren't organized? Or I joined the photo managers to get my own photos organized, and I just got completely overwhelmed and intimidated by all the other training and the conversations that they could see from really experienced members. Or I don't really understand what a photo manager does. How can I learn more about it and whether it's not for me? Or we've got things like this. I joined the photo manager professional level on a quarterly level to get my own photos organized. And then people don't renew because that's not really what the purpose of the membership really has been. And our professional members have told us over the years, sometimes it's hard to answer all the questions on our private members Facebook group for people who are doing this with their own photos because they want to help, but they don't really have time sometimes to share the in-depth training. And the way professional photo managers organize another client's photos is a little different sometimes than maybe the way you're going to organize your own family photo collection. So that also causes some confusion for people. So all of this led us to realize kind of an aha moment, actually in November at a meeting that we had with my team. We thought, wow, what if we actually started another membership level? And what do we call it? That was the big, we really struggled with the title, but we decided to call it a photo manager in training. But this goal of this new level is really to help you get your own photos or family and friends photos organized while deciding if you really want to turn this skill into a career, or maybe you just decide, I just want to do this for myself, and maybe I'll help some family and friends, and that's all I want from this experience, which is fine. We believe this new level is a game changer in helping you not only organize your own photos, but then explore the exciting possibilities of turning your passion into a thriving business. So let's jump in, and I'm going to share with you the different benefits of each member level, and then we will leave plenty of time for Q&A. Go ahead and start dropping them in the chat, but always we leave a lot of time, and we'll answer every question that you have. So for those of you who have not met me, my name is Kathy Nelson. I'm the CEO and founder of the Photo Managers, and I'm the author of 2 books, Photo Organizing Made Easy, Going from Overwhelmed to Overjoyed, and a business roadmap for professional photo managers. But most importantly, what I really am is passionate about helping people tell their family stories through their photos, videos, and meaningful keepsake items. And here is our team. They are joining us today. You're excited. You'll hear from Kim in a little bit. She's our director of operations, and her focus is going to be on supporting this photo managers and training level of membership. And Isabel, who is our training and performance improvement manager, always there behind the scenes doing a great job in everything that she does. But before we jump into the differences, I always like to root us into the why this is so important. Why is there a need for professional photo managers? Why are you considering even organizing your own family photos and videos? I often tell people that the idea of organizing photos is like watching paint dry. It just doesn't sound very exciting, does it? But that's not, because we're not talking about the why. The why is why it matters, right? It's because we know that in each of many of those photos, not all of them, but many of them, is a story, a memory, a connection, a feeling, historical information, and so much more. We take photos and videos to tell the stories of our lives. We save our kids' artwork, baby's first shoes, a favorite blanket, or your grandmother's treasured teapot because they connect us to our history, to our family, and our memories. And today we just have too many of them, right? We have way too many printed photos, slides, and negatives from the past, often trapped in fading albums or boxes and bins. We have old home movies on formats that we can't view, like who has a VCR or camcorder anymore? And our digital collection is just a mess. No one wants to weed through all those photos to find the ones that matter. And that is the work that professional photo managers do for their clients all over the world. Or this is what you're going to do for yourself. And I'm sure the reason, you can even drop a note in the chat, what is it that is appealing to you about getting your own family photos and your own personal photos organized, right? Is it, what is it that you really want out of this process? So that's a quick, I just think it's always so important to stay focused on the why. So let me answer a few questions. Let me answer the few of the questions I posed earlier. The question is, how can I start a business organizing someone's photos when my own photos aren't organized? If you know right now already that you want to start a business or add photo organizing already to an existing business, many professional photographers, professional residential organizers, senior move managers, librarians, archivists, so many different people also add this as another side to their regular business. Not having your own photos organized first is really not an issue. Many of our members joke about their own photo collections because they're too busy helping others. I even hired one of our members to help me with my photos this summer because my son was getting married and I was just too busy to do the work myself. I'm like the shoemaker has no shoes. I know what to do with my photos. I just didn't have time to go and do all the work I needed because I really wanted a photo montage of his life and his fiance. And those photos needed to be scanned, sorted, organized, and added to a slideshow program with music. And as much as I love that process of doing that myself, I realized halfway into the year, it wasn't going to happen if I didn't hire somebody. So yes, you can start a business without your own photos being organized. Plus, starting a business, and that's the difference here, is a lot more than just the work of being a photo organizer, right? When you start a business, you have to know, how do you price your services? How do you find clients? What are effective workflows? How do you set yourself up for success? Another question people ask me is, I joined the photo managers to get my own photos organized, and I felt overwhelmed by all the training. And that would be true because our focus is on helping hundreds of professionals around the world build successful businesses. And we've been doing that for over 15 years. That is why we host webinars on topics such as budgeting, marketing, and pricing. We host an annual educational conference, and we introduce our professionals to exciting new technology and companies who want to partner with them. If you join just to get your own photos organized, you would probably start to feel overwhelmed by all of that information that starts to come at you. Another question I mentioned is people say, I joined quarterly, which is we offer a quarterly and annual membership to get my own photos organized, but I got overwhelmed and I just didn't bother. I just quit. And I always say, when you join the photo managers, it's my job to ensure you get the best return on your investment. It's what keeps me up at night. So how do we ensure you find the connections, the support, the training, and everything that you need to stay a member long into the future? Thus, having someone join just for a short period of time isn't what we desire, because it means you left probably frustrated. So that's why we created this new level. So if you're wondering which one is for you, I came up with this short little quiz. And so answer the following questions, just, use true or false. So true or false. My photos aren't organized, but I know I want to start a business helping families and businesses tell their stories with their photos, videos, and keepsake items. Second question. I'm unsure if I want to start a business, but I do want to get my photos organized so I can share my family stories. 3, I already have a business and I want to add photo organizing as a service, but I need training in pricing, workflows, and operations. 4, I am looking to earn additional income part-time or full-time doing work that is meaningful and creative. Or 5, I feel better knowing everything first before I'm comfortable telling people about what I do. If your answers were mostly true, you are a perfect fit to join our professional community. But if your answers were false, you belong in our photo managers and training program. If your answers were maybe, I don't know, the year-long photo management training membership could be perfect to help you discover which works best for you. Because at any point you can upgrade and switch from the professional level, from the photo management training to a professional level. So now in a minute here, I'm going to have Kim walk you through the training, through all that's involved in the benefits of the photo managers in training. And I'll come back and review what you get as a professional member. And then we'll conclude by looking at our comparison chart. And then there's a special offer, right? Because who doesn't like a little motivation to kind of take that step? It's just human nature, right? I always come up with these ideas, like last night at like 7:30. I thought, we should put something in here because I understand I'm that way. I mean, we always need a little push, right? But before I turn it over to Kim too, I want to let you know that this is a membership level in progress. We already have, I think, 17 or 18 people join the first day. And as we discover more of what you need, we will be improving this program. For instance, we just realized that people are going to be interested in learning about deduplication. And we realized we didn't have that built into this training. We went to our training library, we found a webinar. And so now instead of getting, I think we said 12 hours of free training, you're going to get 13 and a half hours. I mean, so we're going to continue to do that. So I just wanted to let you know that this is definitely, as your feedback, as those that join and become photo managers in training, give us feedback about what you need. And we're going to continually ask you. We're going to keep making this better so that we meet our promise, which is that within the next year, you'll have your photos organized and you'll know what's best for you.
Thanks, Kathy. I appreciate it. So let's talk a little bit about what's included in this photo manager and training membership level. So first of all, you'll see that we have a one-year guided curriculum. That curriculum is going to include things like on-demand courses on both printed and digital photo organizing and scanning, if you decide that's something you want to do. Access to webinars that will help you build the skills you need to successfully complete this project. You'll get a monthly guide that says this month, this is what you should do. This month, you do this, so to keep you on track. But you can also request to have those come earlier. So if you get through month 1 in 2 days, we can send you month 2 right away. So you can let us know about that. We'll have virtual work groups, monthly networking meetings, and support then if you decide that you do want to transfer into the professional membership level. So that's all included in that one-year guided curriculum. Another benefit is interactive events. You'll see that we have monthly online co-working events and then quarterly roundtable discussions. The co-working events are just open Zooms that will let you come and work together and chat with each other. So you're not doing it all by yourself. It can be lonely to do that by yourself. And it's also a place where you'll be able to ask your questions and talk to each other about the project that you're doing. And the roundtables will be places where we'll bring people together to discuss various different things that you might be thinking about as you work through your project. The training library, you'll have access to parts of our photo managers training library. Kathy just talked about one of those things when she talked about the deduplication video that we've just added. So right now you have 13 and a half hours of access to our training library, which will help you as you're going through this project as well. There's exclusive discounts. We have a number of partners, and those industry partners offer a variety of discounts for things such as storage boxes and frames and things like that. So that will be a place where you can get some discounts on some of those things you might need as you go through. Maybe most important is that we would love to provide you with both support and accountability. That roadmap that we've created that you'll get, some of you, if you've already joined, have gotten it digitally, but when you join, you'll get a book that also shows you the roadmap month by month. And that will help you stay accountable to what you need to be doing as you go through and you meet your goals. And then we also want to provide for you the opportunity to discover more about what it means to be a professional photo manager and to learn about that career journey. I started in the Photo Managers Association in the same way you are. I wanted to organize my own photos, and I learned a lot. I would have loved to have had this membership level. And then eventually thought, this is what I want to do as a career. So that's something that we'll be providing for you as well. And then plus, the bonus is that you have access to printed photo organizing made easy and how to scan photo slides and negatives. 2 great courses, $158 worth of value that will become part of your membership as well. And the cost to join is just $299 for the one-year program. So we're really excited to offer you these 2 courses where you can learn to print to organize your own printed photos, and where you can also learn how to scan all those photo slides and negatives that you have at your house. So those are our benefits, and we're excited to offer them to you. We're happy to answer any questions you have about it, and I'm going to turn it back over to Kathy.
Great. Thank you so much, Kim. I appreciate it. And Kim, just building on what your decision to join to get your own photos organized and then realize that you added it as a second act career, right? As you're getting to helping people
Yep.
get their own photos organized, and then we snatched her up to work for us also at the Photo Manager. So now she's totally immersed in all things photo management. So our professional membership, what is this? This is what we've been doing for the past 15 years from day one, right? It has all of what we expressed in the beginning there, but significantly more training and our certification, which is why it's $5.99 and not $2.99 a year, right, to be a member. So essentially, we say what you get is a business in a box. We have all walked the walk, and we come alongside you to ensure a quicker route to success. In the box, which is not really a box because we don't send you one, but we provide what we call our core values. Number one is community. Our overall philosophy is a rising tide lifts all boats, and that we're collaborative, not competitive. There are way more photo managers out there than there are people. I mean, there's just, we don't have enough photo managers to meet all the needs of the consumers out there by any stretch for a long, long time. We build community, though, through what we call regional meetings. So when you join, you'll immediately be introduced to your region, whether it's the Northeast or the Mid-Atlantic states or the North. We have a great group in Europe. We have an Australian group. So we have regional meetings. They meet once a month, and they gather together online, usually through Zoom, and bring on guest speakers, different topics. But it's great to get to know people in your region. And also, it's a great way to outsource. Maybe you don't want to do scanning, or maybe you don't do home movie conversion, but you get to know Joe or Mary in your community, and you're like, oh, I'll send that to them. So that's why the regional meetings are so popular. We have a really engaging private Facebook group where it's really a 24-hour support hotline where any question that you have, any frustration that you run up against, it's a very safe place to put the question, and people are very engaged in helping answer those questions. We do monthly networking meetings. We're moving now towards what we call monthly roundtable conversations based on what you're interested in learning and based on your experience level. We have an increasing number of members hiring employees, and because they're growing and they can't handle all the business. So we'll have a roundtable discussion about what are the best practices in hiring. Those are things that we do every month. We have, so again, it's really just a great community of people helping each other succeed. Education, though, is our core value, and it includes monthly training webinars with subject matter experts on topics of all sorts of topics. For example, in this next 3 months, we will be having a webinar called Understanding Your Financial Foundation, Utilizing the Power of PR in Your Own Community, and Selling a White Glove Luxury Service. All of those are brought to you by guest experts. Those are the webinars that go into our training library. They are all recorded, and they're in our training vault. So when you join, you'll have access to all the webinars we've ever done, including then every month the new ones that we bring out. Certification is also critical. We establish professional certification from day one. This course increases your knowledge and understanding of photo management best practices and industry standards. It's not like what to do as a photo manager. It's about best practices. You go through that. You can do that in a weekend. And then what we want is you to document a project from start to finish, working with a paid client, not your own photos or a family and friend. And as you document that process, we're coaching you along the whole thing to make sure you're using best practices, such as how often do you communicate with a client? What kind of invoicing do you send? What is your follow-up process? And then we check your references. The person will give you a reference, and then once you're certified, you have an interview with me, then people can find you through our Find a Pro portal. So we know that when we're directing people to hire a pro, excuse me, we are directing somebody who has followed our code of ethics and has met the standards in the industry. And that just increases the value for all of us, right? Because photos are deeply personal, and at high risk. There was an article that Tom Brady had his photos developed at a local CVS, which is hard to imagine somebody of his status. And then the person gave them to the wrong family member. I mean, these are things like that would be such a violation of our best practices in privacy and things like that, right? Your clients want to know that their photos are safe, that you agree to privacy, that and all of that. So that's all part of our certification. And then partnerships. You get significant discounts from our partners. There are so many of them. And it's also a great way for you to get introduced to new companies, new technology that's happening. And so that's a big part of what we do. So again, our cost, and then we do an annual educational conference. We have building blocks of digital photo organizing, organizing your clients' printed photos. We have how to get your business up and running. We have a lot of courses that are included, and they are different. So organizing your clients' printed photos is a different course than organizing your own printed photos. It's a different workflow because it's just the outcome is different, right? When you're doing your own photos, you know who people are in the photos. You know you're going to get caught in the nostalgia. You have a better vision. When you're working with a client's printed photos, there's a whole process of an intake form that you take, a way that you ask them questions so that you can take that project home and do a great job for them back at your home office or in their home if that's what they choose. But most people will remove people's photos, and there's a whole process to that. We have a great training course on that. So if you're a little confused, we do have, you can use that QR code, but we do kind of show you the chart there of what's the difference between them. The photo managers in training, we purposely made it just a one-year program. We really aren't interested in creating like a lifelong membership program, unless it's so popular and you all want to stay in the group. That's fine. We may reevaluate that, but this wasn't really meant to be a business model where we're adding new people all the time and things like that. We really want you to achieve the success you want. We chose a year because you know what? We know life happens. This week for me, a lot of things have happened. I have an elderly mom, some significant things happen. I have a newly married son, something happened. So if I was trying to get my own photos, well, all of my New Year's resolutions went out the window immediately starting on Tuesday morning. So, that's life, right? Everybody can relate to this. So that's why we know life happens. So if you get started and you might be making great progress 3 months in, and then, I don't know, something comes up, you can come back in. The other thing I think is really important is people learn best in community. It's so much more fun to get to know other people. You're going to make amazing friends. We're going to make sure that we connect you with other people in this program. We already do that in our professional membership. That's without question. Our members have become dear lifelong friends from all over the world by coming to conference. And so that part we know, and we know we can bring that same sense to you when you're working on your own photos. So like Kim mentioned, that Zoom meeting, how fun would it be to show up once every month? And there you see, Mary maybe from England, and you're from Illinois, and, you type in your little note, I'm working on, I don't know, my children's childhood photos. Well, maybe somebody else is working on their parents' legacy photos. I mean, it's going to be really, how's it going? How are you doing? So that's the part that we're really excited about. So again, this chart can kind of really answer any questions that we maybe haven't. So so here we go. Are you looking to decide you want to organize for your family and friends, and just yourself, then photo managing and training is perfect for you. If you know that you want to start a business and you want to earn income helping others, then join our pro level. But before we switch to the questions, I want to share our special offer, but I also want to share this short 30-second video with you, because you know what? Words can't do justice to the description, what it feels like when people get their photos returned in ways that are accessible and enjoyable. So now I stop sharing, right, Isabel? And you're going to pop that video
1 second though.
Okay.
Album. You guys are the best. You did not need to do this. Oh my God.
The same pictures that you were just looking at.
That's so incredible. Oh my gosh. Well, now I got to get you to do a bunch of these for me. This is incredible.
It's comes out pretty nicely.
It comes out unbelievably.
Yeah.
But we very much appreciate your help.
All right. Thanks, Isabel. So that, I don't, you have to watch the whole thing. We could probably get it to you in drop it in the link, but his excitement about getting his family photos, so he had them all scanned, and that's a professional photo manager. We asked her if we could use that video. It's on her website. And then him seeing what it looks like to go from having all your photos in boxes and a mess to organized in a keepsake album like that. And, just that thrill. And so again, I like to always connect us again back with that why of what it is that we're trying to accomplish here. So hopefully you enjoyed that. I always love hearing him say that. So last of all, before we answer your questions and I share our little special offer, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can watch Career Advice from a Pro and lots of different webinar and training topics that we have. We're starting something called Kathy's Picks Live, which will be starts this month, where every month I'll be interviewing people on all different topics. And so we are moving more to this video format where people can learn on demand. and away from the Photo Organizing Hub Facebook group where it just became unruly and things. So in another week or so, that will be shut down, but we are excited to continue to offer opportunities for us to have conversations with people and share information. So like I mentioned, there's always fun to have a little special to give you, we know we give you great value, but sometimes we need a little push or a deadline. So anybody who joins the Photo Managers in Training by midnight Sunday will be entered to win a NixPlay digital photo frame valued at $249. I gave one to my husband for Christmas this year and I love it. I've given them out to other people, my parent, but I've never had my own. And but it's a great product and we are giving away 2 of those. So you'll be entered to win. And anybody who joins between now and Sunday will receive a free copy of my book, Photo Organizing Made Easy. So that's geared and was written towards the DIY market, we call it, people that are doing it themselves. For those of you, though, that are interested in joining on the professional level, you'll get access to our privacy course for free, which is a $125 course. And we will also give away 2 NixPlay digital photo frames. Now, our privacy course has been one of the most best received trainings we've ever created. Here's and what made me think of this. I got this email this morning, and this is what I didn't know what I wanted to give away, but I thought, all right, let's do this. One of the members wrote, I had set a goal to complete the Privacy Advocate course by the end of 2023. Thank you for offering that course. I finished it last night and gained valuable insights into controlling information release. Now I plan to update my family's devices and share this knowledge with my clients. Joining was the best decision I ever made for 2023. So this privacy course is taught by one of our she was an ex-CIA person who has created cybersecurity, but many of us are at risk. And especially when we're talking about our photos and the way that we share photos and the way we share information and passwords and all of these things, privacy is becoming increasingly important. And so it's a wonderful course that will help you feel confident when you're going into your clients' homes, working in their computers. It also will give you an experience, and many of our members are now offering that as a fee to clients. Like, hey, while I'm already in here working with your digital photos or whatever, for an extra amount, I can teach you how to make sure your passwords are corrected. I can help you with that. So that's something that we'll give free. So you get access to both of those, either of those, if you join by midnight on Sunday. So I am going to stop sharing my screen now and come back on video, and we are ready to take any questions that you have. And Isabel
Awesome.
will go
So
ahead.
I have one question for Kim about the interactive events. Are those only during working hours or in the evenings?
Oh, that's a great question. No, we're going to do one during working hours during the day, and then we're going to also have one in the evening for those of you who maybe are working full-time jobs right now and would like to work on your photos in the evening. So every month there'll be one during the day and one during the evening.
And for anyone who joins the Photo Manager in Training level and later wants to upgrade, what's the process and cost to migrate to the professional membership?
Yeah, so you just would send us an email and then we'll prorate your membership accordingly. So if, right, Isabel, can you explain that, just how we would go in and
Yeah, so it'll be based on when you joined. We'll prorate your professional membership fee because you've already invested in the Photo Manager in Training. It'll be based on how much you've gone through that program already. So it'll be prorated on an individual basis based on when you joined.
Yeah, so you won't be penalized for, it's not going to be a double charge.
Correct,
Like
yeah.
you won't lose. It's not like you pay $2.99, then you have to turn around and that wouldn't be fair. Yeah, so.
Yeah, we understand that, once you get into the Photo Manager in Training program, that there are going to be, we already know that there are going to be people that will want to upgrade before the 12 months are up. And even if you don't upgrade, that's fine as well. But we do know that that's going to be an option. But again, it's going to be based on where you are in the program at the time that you reach out. Is it helpful to have an office in your home that people can come to? I have the option of having one, but not sure if I would use it.
That's a great question. I think yes, as you mean, this is as the professional level. Some of our members don't like people coming to their home office and they meet people places, but but your comfort level, but definitely my son does this full time. He's just turned 30 and he uses my house as his home office. And it's amazing lately how many people I can come home and there he is meeting, somebody's got boxes of photos or like all these VCR tapes, and he has this great connection with them while standing out on the front stoop or whatever. So he also, a lot of people will do pickup and delivery. So, but having an office space, you do need space in your home to set up your scanners and things like that. So it makes sense that I'd say 100% of our members start with a business in their home, and an increasing number have been moving more and more to outside office space because they just need the space, and they've started adding employees more and more.
And does the pro membership also provide resources and checklists that highlight key things to consider or how to calculate initial investment for equipment/launch?
Yeah, we have all of that. So we didn't promote that course, but we have a business basics course that's included in your membership that gets started right away. Like setting up your invoicing, setting up your banking system. How do you set up an LLC? All of that is part of the process that's included in the first level training that you would go through first. And when you join, we have a whole onboarding process that kind of walks you through all of that. And we have a new member orientation, which we will have with this member as well. But at the end of every month, you'll meet all the other new members. We average anywhere from 15 to 20 new members a month. So then you kind of get to all be together, or it's recorded if you can't meet each other live. But
the next person is asking or saying that they're pretty organized with their own photos and just need to tweak a few things. Would they still benefit from this new membership level?
That's a good question. You want to tweak a few things. I mean, yeah, I guess the thing is you can make this whatever you want. If you're really comfortable with the other benefits would be the discount on the products and services. You're going to get access and information about a lot of companies that you probably don't know about because you're just not looking. You also get the fun if you start a project. So, hey, great, you got your photos organized, but how are people accessing? Do you want to make a book? Do you want to make a video montage? So I think from that, you have to decide if that's, what is it that you would want to get out of the community for us to best answer that. We can also set up a call with one of us and answer that a little bit more directly. And you can also help other people. If you already have a good sense of that, you might be a great resource for other people.
And another thing to consider is we do have several courses in our academy that are self-paced. So go more into depth on specific topics. So if you're at the step where you need to tweak maybe deduplication process of your photos, we have courses on that. And another option would also be a lot of our certified professional photo managers do offer consulting to others who are doing their own photos. So that's an option to consider, as well as reaching out to a professional in our directory and asking for them to help you, support you through that process. The next question is from someone who said they found us last year, and this has all been in the back of their mind since then. And after their mom's passing, they now have tubs of overwhelming photos. She'd like to start a business, but is notoriously bad at following through. So she's thinking that the new photo manager and training level is a better fit, and then and she likes that you have the option to upgrade. So any comments about that?
You're exactly the person we created this for. You are like a lot of other people. That's not uncommon. So that's what we realized is the only option you had was to join our professional membership. And then you'd start feeling probably like a bit of a failure, or you'd start feeling bad about yourself because you're getting all this information and you're not keeping up. And that's not the goal here, right? So I think, yes, I think the joining at the photo manager and training level, working on your own family, your parents' photos, and then building relationships, getting your confidence. And then at that point, if you really think you want to do it, you'll make that switch, and then we'll help you, hold you accountable. But this way here, you'll come in with more confidence than you already kind of know yourself enough to know you may not stick with it. So why invest, that kind of money if you're not positive you're going to stick with it. We want to make sure that, we want you to be successful, period, so that's why we realized this made more sense.
And I think too, just to jump in, the roadmap that you'll get and the monthly curriculum is really to help you continue to follow through, because it can be really hard to continue to follow through. You can get overwhelmed. And so it breaks it down into smaller steps that'll help you continue to follow through the process.
And do you have any feedback on joining the photo manager in training level versus hiring a photo manager on a consulting basis to help organize one's own photos? This person would be a DIYer looking to a photo manager for guidance and not doing the work as a professional.
So much, yeah, if you, I loved having somebody, I'm actually now hiring the second photo manager to do an album of my sweet little rescue dog that passed away suddenly. And I'm so happy to have her take it over for me. So I think if you're, it's such a high value. It's such a worthwhile investment. I always say, I used to say this because I was the photo manager. I'd say nobody ever said to me at the end of a project, oh shoot, I can't believe I paid you all that money. People were always thrilled. I remember talking about people crying with relief. So if you really want to get something done and you rather let somebody else do it for you, I highly recommend that you hire a pro to do it. Our members are amazing. They love what they do. They're very experienced at it. You can find a certified pro by going to our directory. You can reach out to us. We can make an introduction. But I do think, you know, and our members are busy. You know, one of our members just put out, she's drowning in business. She needs like other members to help her. And so there is a lot of business out there, and people, once you have somebody else do it for you, sometimes it's easier that way.
And we do have a lot of members who offer consulting and guidance. So that's part of what they do. They don't necessarily do it all for you, but they'll meet with you on an hourly basis and help you if you do want to do it and you just need some guidance. We have a lot of members who will do that with you.
The next question is, do we have members in Northern Illinois or Northern Indiana?
I know we only have
I
two
would say
members
that Illinois is one of our biggest regions and one
the
of our most
Chicago,
active regions.
if that's the Chicago area, in Northern Illinois,
Yeah,
we have a really, in Indiana, I know we only have two members in Indiana, which is, that's what I mean. We need more photo managers. Like there's places in the world that, pockets of places that, like my son is the only person in all of Hartford, New Haven County, Connecticut. I mean, it's just, you know, there's nowhere is there too many photo managers.
Right. And if you're looking for a photo manager to help you, a lot of our photo manager members also will work remotely with you, if that's what you're looking for, is to hire somebody in that area.
Yeah, thank you, Kim. That's a good point. Our members can work anywhere in the world, right? Because once they're in, they can log into your computer, and if, you know, and if it's if you're comfortable sending and mailing your hard copies of photos and videos and things, there's a whole process. They'll walk you through that. And so that's another option as well.
And then a question for Kim regarding the curriculum. Is digital photo organizing part of the training program?
Absolutely. We're going to talk both about physical photo organizing and digital, and you'll see that you'll get some links to some webinar courses about organizing digital photos. So we want to help you organize both of those things. And as you organize your physical photos, you might want to scan them, and then they become digital, and we'll want you to help you organize those as well.
And does the pro membership offer any IT support, or is that where leveraging the Facebook community comes in?
Yeah, that's really where leveraging the Facebook community comes in. But we do have, like, Paul Aronson is he's our Apple Genius. He worked for the Apple Genius Bar. So everybody knows Paul knows everything about Apple computers. So he answers questions all the time. Or, you know, we have different members that kind of serve as that. Eventually, if it gets really complex, that you could probably take it offline, and then they charge a little bit, you know, at some point. But there's a lot of free information being shared back and forth. So, and everybody's seen it. You know, there's always going to be something you've never seen. There's always a surprise, right? You're going to get, I don't know, in a box of old photos, you might find, we've seen people just take pictures of these, you know, who knows, like different kind of negatives, or, you know, wide format negatives, like, whoa, what is this? I've never seen this before. Well, there's somebody in the group, or like Bruce Hollerud, he worked for Kodak for 30 years, and he's a great resource as well. He answers people's questions about like different home movie formats, slide formatting. He is great, and he helps. He's a real helpful person, so.
And what happens if, for some unforeseen reason, you don't get through all of the material for the photo manager and training program in a year? Do you still have access to the content and materials?
No, we had to make that decision. It's a 1-year program. So ideally, unless, if you sent us an email and you explained, circumstances were reasonable, we could always, we'd have to make a decision. But right now we set it up as just a 1 year, and that's why we picked the whole year.
And you'd still, I mean, throughout that year, we send you emails, and you'd still receive the curriculum, which you can print out and have access to. And so if you can't get through it in those 12 months, you still have access to it all after that. You just won't get access to the co-working sessions and the roundtables and the discounts and other aspects that are limited to that 1 year. Are recorded programs available for watching again? What are the basic computer requirements?
Yeah, I was wondering almost, Isabel, do you want to do a quick screen share and show what it looks like when they log in, where the courses are located, or nah? Just describe it, maybe. Everything is.
I can. I
That
need
might
to.
You got too much on your computer.
Give me a second.
You know what? Everything is available in our. It's called our Academy, and it's online. So you can go back to where you left off, and it's really easy to. It's their video. It's in a video format, and once you get your username and password, you log in, and there your courses are, and you can watch them as many times as you want. You probably don't need to show. Oh, here she goes. She's going to show you. This is what. That's
You're
when you join. Yep, she did it. Good
So
job.
when you log in, you'll come here. If you already have a course in the Academy, this will look familiar, but this is where you'll find the photo manager and training information. You come in here, and this is sort of your dashboard where you have access to your 1-year roadmap, your training library, the upcoming events. There's also a full calendar. If I go to the roadmap, this is what we send you in the mail. We send you a physical copy, but it's also available for you digitally on the website. And then the training library is where you'll find all of the webinars that are included with the photo manager and training level. And as we mentioned earlier, this is one area that we will continue to add to throughout the lifetime of the program. Kim, is there also information about organizing memorabilia with photos of events such as kids, schools, and school performances?
Yeah, that's a great question. And interestingly, I actually just added that to the curriculum last night. So there'll be one of the months, you'll get a whole checklist about looking for that memorabilia, as well as ideas for how to store it, how to maybe scan it if that's appropriate, what different kinds of things you can do with all that memorabilia you have. So yes, I just added that to the curriculum last night.
And we'll also be introducing you to some great like Artifact. There's some really wonderful companies and apps and different programs you might not be aware of that have been created to help you with all of that too.
Yep. And those will all be linked in that section too. So you'll be able to check them out as well.
And Carol has lots of photo slides and pics saved on discs and her iPad. Will she learn how to integrate all of these various forms of media?
Yeah, one of our goals is to get you to have a hub for all your photos so that all your photos are in one place. You know where they are, you know how to access them. So one of your first tasks is to gather all of that stuff together so you know where all those things are. And then we'll take you through how do you then integrate that into a single hub and how to choose where that hub's going to be and how you're going to save them. So yeah, we want you to integrate all those things.
And this next question is sort of thinking into the future. If someone completes the photo manager and training program in the year, and then after the year's up, they decide to upgrade, is that membership fee ongoing?
Oh, is
What's
it
sort
an
of that
ongoing
path after the first year?
Yeah, our members, so we're an association model, like a trade association. So it's an annual fee to be a member of the photo managers. And we have members who've been members for, that's when I joke what keeps us up at night. Like what's the value to you of paying us $599 a year? There's great value. We just kind of did a wide overview of what there is. But yeah, and ideally, you'd be thrilled to continue to be a member. And if not, we survey you and try and find out, what is it that if you're staying as a photo manager. If you're quitting your business, then that's different. And we even have a new level in the past few years, for people who retire, who are no longer doing this. What do we call it again? I'm trying to bring so people, they want to stay in the community and things. So when they retire, we
The
have
emeritus level.
the
Yeah.
emeritus
yeah.
level, and we have many members now joining as emeritus level members.
Can you give us an idea of what the potential average monthly income could be for a professional photo manager?
That's a great question. Yeah. And we're getting ready to do a better survey on that, but I can tell you right now that, well, we have members, one of our members just posted, she's getting ready to have, break 7 figures, but she has like 13 employees. So that's like at the high. We have members at that level, all the way down to, you have to decide how many clients you want and how much and what your business model is going to be. So from, say if it's scanning and maybe, basically doing a lot of scanning, home movie conversion and some digital, and you're going to work with 5 to 6 clients a month, then you're going to be anywhere from probably 1,000 to 1,500 to 2,000 a month, and it can go up significantly from there. So it's hard to answer that question just off that, but people absolutely make a really good living at this. And, again, I keep using Joshua as an example, but I've watched my son in the last year and a half go from no business to a lot of business, and watching him then figure out the workflows and how is he. So, I mean, I know his goal this year is 5,000 to 8,000 a month. And I think he'll probably hit that, but he works it full time and that's his career. But other people that maybe don't have that kind of a high, remember, that's gross revenue, not, how much you take home in your pocket, because you got to pay for marketing and you got to pay for equipment and things like that. So we teach all about that. If you've never had a business, you'll come to understand what it really means. What are the expenses in having a business?
And how much do either of these membership options focus on home movie film, videotape, or camcorder conversion to digital? Or are these courses only covering print or digital photo organizing?
Right now, that's all but we are that is number 1 on our list for this year. There is actually no standard in the industry. We're getting ready to work with some experts and create home movie standards in the industry so that people understand. A lot of our members are self-taught. I've been surprised how many members have actually added the digital, because everybody has home movies. Everybody has VCR tapes, camcorders, 8mm film. Probably film you're going to outsource. We have partners that give a significant discount, or you will outsource it to another member who will give you a discount. But you can, if you're willing to, we didn't do this in this webinar, but a lot of times I talk about what are the 3 things that make people successful from a professional business. Is 1, you have to be a lifelong learner. Are you willing to learn? You can learn how to do that. Other people could learn how to do that. They just don't want to. But with YouTube videos and support from our members that do all this, it's not that hard to actually add that piece to your business. And it's a good revenue stream because it's, there's a whole process to it. So, so again, lifelong learner, a willingness to try again, and curious about people. Those are kind of the 3 key factors. But we definitely see such a huge growth in that home movie conversion, and many of our members have added that. So we're looking to bring a certification piece in with that soon.
And speaking of certification, just a general question about certification. What's the total timeline to get certified?
So it varies. Some people take 3 months, some people take a year. So it takes no time, really. It takes a weekend to go through the written material about the best practices. What takes time is getting that client, paid client, not your own photos, and documenting the process from start to finish. And so some people, maybe it just depends on how long the process is that the client that they're working with.
And for our professional membership, do we offer any sample marketing resources?
Yes, we talk a lot about marketing, and we have a lot of resources that we do yes.
We have a whole for the professional members, we have a whole document library, which is just a page filled with different templates and resources that you can use. Some of them are available in Canva, so you just take them and move them over to Canva, and you can edit them right away.
And we even have a presentation to take to your local library. For instance, Joshua and I are doing a presentation at at a local gym here in my town. I think we're calling it, I don't know, got photos need help, or I forget what the little title is, but we already, the PowerPoint's already been done for you. The script is already done. All of that's included in your professional membership as a way for you to go out and start promoting your business.
And Kim answered this in the chat, but just for the recording, someone's saying that they have a MacBook Air. Can they manage this program and manage organizing their photos, or will they need to upgrade or change?
Yeah, and I answered that that's exactly what I use. I use a MacBook Air for my own photos, but I also use it for my clients. In some cases, you may have to add an external hard drive, which is great anyway, because it gives you another place for storage, but you definitely can use a MacBook Air.
And you might end up getting a docking station. So I'm using a MacBook Pro, but I have a docking station here where I have my headphones plugged in, my monitor plugged in, right? Because there's not enough ports, but you can buy like a, and then you can.
Yep.
And do we have any training on marrying life story writing with photos?
Go ahead, Kim. You laugh.
That's a big part for us, and we at this point there are some sections of the curriculum where it'll talk about writing your stories to go with your photos, but we're also for the professional membership, we're working on a specialization in legacy photos and creating legacy projects with people where you really are combining their stories and their photos together. But we will have some links to some places where you might take a look to think about writing stories with your photos in the curriculum.
Because that is the heart of what we do. So again, these are some of the things we'll improve as we go along, and at different, the different levels that we have. But definitely on the professional level, we're seeing a huge movement towards that and a big interest in, as actually the population begins to understand that everybody has a story to tell, and they're calling them, there's a new term out there called living memorials. Like, why are we waiting till people pass away to memorialize a life, right? We should be doing that now. So that's a big program we're getting ready to, we have quite a bit of that happening at our conference, and we're looking at doing a lot more training on that because the world is, the population of this is ready for that kind of help.
And we've mentioned a lot of resources, and we have a question from someone based in England. Do we have members there, and do we have resources there? Yes, great question. We have a great group of members in England. I think we have 8 or 9 members in England, but they meet regularly. They actually, the EU and the Europe group actually meets. They met in London. I think it was London, right? London in September. They have a meeting, or maybe they're going to be in Amsterdam in. Yeah, they met in London in September, and then this year they're meeting somewhere in the Netherlands. In the Netherlands, because they have such a great group. Yes, it's a wonderful group, and we work hard to get the resources there, and we rely a lot on our international members to help us find the right resources. We're doing a lot with our Canadian members. We do a lot with our Australian members. It gets a little trickier, but we are working on that. We're also working very closely, especially on photo books. So we have some exciting things that we're going to be announcing to our pro member level. And we know whenever I ask these photo book companies, like, can you print in Europe? Can you print in Australia? And some of it's the money exchange and things like that, but we're working hard on that. That's good. Fun fact. All right, I think that's the bulk of the questions. Oh, one more. Do you ever do the old scrapbooking methods for clients if they want you to do that, even together with them instead of scanning? Absolutely. If you have a client that asks for that, we have members that love that. Kim's laughing because I think that's what you love, right, Kim?
Yeah. If you, I have that on my my website. That's one of the services I offer. That we'll sit down and go through their photos, and then I put them together and create a scrapbook for them. Yeah.
Another big
we have members
business
that do
is
that.
Also scanning all those scrapbooks I was a big scrapbooker, so I have, big, beautiful albums that my kids don't want because they're too bulky. But now by scanning those 12 by 12 pages into one JPEG, then you can export it out and then put it into a digital photo book. And now I can give them all of their photos in a little digital photo book. And so that's a big revenue stream, both from a business perspective for you offering that service, or if you want to have that done for yourself. So. All right, so remember that we have our special offer. If you join by the end of, by midnight on Sunday, we would love to welcome more people for the photo managers in training. You're going to be part of the, the first group of people doing this. We'll continue to improve it. But again, on the professional level, which is really where we've always focused our attention, we would love to have you join us. And how do you scan a 12 by 12? You need a big scanner. That's a whole nother topic. We do talk about that. It's camera. A lot of people use camera scanning, which is, there's a learning curve to that, because the 12 by 12 scanners are expensive, but but by doing camera scanning, you can capture that pretty easily. So again, Isabel's putting the links there. Thank you so much for your time, and we're excited to welcome you to whichever level. And Patty asked a question on the professional, how much is the average startup cost? Again, a basic flatbed scanner that we tell people to start at is $299. That's the Epson V600 membership. And, I think you should be thinking $1,500, $2,000 at tops, but you can start out at any level you want. You can just start out with a small scanner and start making money doing some scanning and things like that. But it's a low cost to entry. But as you get more experience at it, the costs are going to be in training and adding new, more scanners, more equipment, but you're going to do that as you make more money. So, all right, everybody, thanks so much. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye. Thanks, Kim and Isabel.